Hello, ladies, gents, and fairy rants. My name is Cedric, this is Cedric's Library, and today we will continue the How to Build Your Character series with the Incredibly himself, Centurion. Now, at the start, I want to apologize for the delay this video has in contrast to the others. I changed my upload schedule a bit, and the changes Centurion got to his feats a while back actually caught me off guard, and I had to rework them. PK is actually getting a workover too, so stay tuned for that. Now let's start with Centurion. This is his video after all. At level 1 you gain 1d8 plus your constitution modifier as HP, like any other hero too. Your primary ability is Intelligence. Your saving throw proficiencies are Strength and Intelligence. You are proficient with a Gladius. And you have proficiency with medium and heavy armor. Plus you can gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills: History, Intimidation, Athletics, Performance, and Survival. Now, like any other of the heroes before him, at level 1 you can also choose a feat at level 1, which are Centurion's tier 1 feats he gets in 4v4 matches, being Body Count. Killing a soldier or minion grants a 1d4 of healing. This is usable a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1, and you regain all spent uses after a long rest. Bounty Hunter. If you kill an enemy, not a minion or soldier, you gain 1d4 HP. And Amplified Roar. The last hit of your lion's roar ability now forces the targeted creature to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Now to the lion's roar. This is an ability you also get at level 1. As part of your action, if you grapple an enemy, you can hit them with 3 strikes of the hilt of your gladius, dealing 1 damage each. And if you take the Amplified Roar, you knock the enemy prone. If don't, you get 3 damage and have the enemy grappled. Now level 2. At second level you can punch an enemy as a bonus action. This is treated like an unarmed attack and shoves the hit creature back 5 feet if it connects and deals no damage. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency modifier, and you regain all spent uses after a long rest. Now level 3 is mostly where the good spice is. At level 3 you can choose your subclass, which I titled the Eagles. You have the Eagle of Valor, the Eagle of Conquerors, and the Eagle of Legions. Let's start with the Eagle of Valor. At level 3 you get the following: if you would be outflanked by 2 or more enemies, granting them advantage against you, your armor class increases by +1. Meaning, if you are in a 2v1, your armor class increases. At level 5 you gain 5 feet of movement that don't provoke opportunity attacks, usable a number of times equal to your proficiency modifier. At level 10 your armor class increase is boosted to +2 in the stated condition that you are in a 2v1, and at level 15 it is increased by +3. Now we have the Eagle of Conquerors. At level 3, once per short rest you can activate this ability as a bonus action, granting you advantage on intimidation charisma checks. Also as a bonus action you can now make an intimidation charisma check against a creature within 5 feet of you. If they fail a DC 8 plus proficiency modifier plus intelligence modifier, charisma saving throw, they are frightened by you. At level 5 you now gain a damage bonus of 1d4 to your first attack each turn if you target a creature that is frightened by you. At level 10 you now gain a damage bonus of 1d6, and at level 15 it is a damage bonus of 1d8, meaning frightening your enemy gives you better damage. Now we have the Eagle of Legions. Once per long rest and as a bonus action, you can inspire all your allies within 10 feet of you for 5 rounds. They gain advantage on intimidation charisma throws. If there are allied PCs in the spaces right next to you, they gain +1 AC for the duration of the ability is the level 5 ability. At level 10, allied PCs in the spaces right next to you gain 1d6 to their first attack per round for the duration of the ability. And at level 5, the armor class of the PCs right next to you is increased to +2. Now at level 4 you get his most signature move, Eagle's Talon. If an enemy within 10 feet of you is prone, you can use your attack action to leap at them and drive your gladius into them. This is counted as a gladius attack, but deals 2d6 piercing damage, meaning this is the equivalent of striking one time with a greatsword in D&D, 2d6 piercing damage. At level 5 you can choose your next feat, which are the tier 2 feats Centurion has in 4v4. Being Inspire, once per long rest and as an action you can activate this ability, granting you and allied PCs within 10 feet of you 1d6 more damage to their first attack each turn, and allied soldiers/minions gain 1d4 HP for 5 rounds. This cannot stack with the Eagle of Legion's ability. I worded it this way for a reason. With Executioner's Respite, medium executions are now counted as short executions, and long executions now count as medium executions. The healing is also toned down. And we have Eagle's Windfall. If you land an Eagle's Talon attack, each ally within 5 feet of you has 5 feet more movement until the end of their next turn. In addition, all enemies within 5 feet of you now have to subtract 1d4 from their damage until the end of your next turn. At level 6 you gain an ability score improvement. At level 7 you can now pin an enemy in place after hitting it with your gladius until the start of your next turn. The movement is reduced to 0. This is usable a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1, and you regain all spent uses after a long rest. If this is your first attack, you can't make other attacks or bonus actions after this. Allied PCs have advantage and gain against the pinned enemy, but enemies also have advantage against you. Both you and the pinned creature automatically fail any dexterity saving throw. At level 8 you get a second attack if you take the attack action, meaning you have now 2 attacks if you decide not to pin. At level 10 you can choose your third feat, being the tier 4 feats Centurion gets in 4v4, being Second Wind. As a bonus action you can heal yourself for 3d6 plus your constitution modifier. This is usable once per long rest. Sharpened Blade. As a bonus action you can activate this ability, sharpening your blade. It now inflicts 1d4 rounds of bleed status for your first attack each turn. And Pugio. As an attack you throw a dagger at a creature you can see within 20 feet of you. If it hits, they are pinned, 0 feet of movement until the end of their next turn, and take 1d6 piercing damage. As a bonus action you can kick the enemy you hit with the Pugio. If you do, they have to succeed in a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. This is usable once per short rest. At level 12 and 14 you gain an ability score improvement. At level 15 you can choose the fourth feat, being the tier 4 feats Centurion has in 4v4 matches, being Stalwart Banner. You plant a banner on the ground that heals your allies for 10 plus your intelligence modifier, at the start of the turn if they are in a 15 feet range of the banner. This lasts for 4 rounds, can be used as an action, and you regain this feat after you finish a long rest. Catapult. As an action you call in a catapult strike up to 60 feet away from you from your position. Creatures within 25 feet of the impact point must make a DC 8 plus your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency modifier dexterity saving throw or take 7d6 blunt damage. This is usable once per long rest. And failings. As an action and once per long rest, you can give all allied PCs plus 3 AC for 5 rounds. You regain this feat after a long rest. At level 18 you gain an ability score improvement, and level 20 you get the capstone ability for this class. You are now a renowned leader and your troops are inspired by your mere presence. If your contingent or soldier/minions would rout, you roll a d6. On a 3 to 6 they keep their composure and stay fighting on. This is a little teaser on a concept I'm still working on, but this capstone ability plays into this concept I am trying to integrate. So stay tuned. As soon as I'm finished with that, you will get a video on how it works. This was Centurion. Next time will be Gladiator. So all you Gladiator mains, stay tuned for the next video. With this, I will see myself out. Bye bye, stay hydrated, and don't get lost in the Feywild.